Hello, I'm gone live, so that must mean it's Friday. If you are here, please let me know in the comments. I'm not going to bother going looking for the broadcast like I normally do. I've got to have a bit more confidence in this software. It's not let me down yet. So we've got 20, 30 minutes together, and I don't want to waste your time. So I'm going to get straight into the kind of context of what this live's about and how it fits, how ChatGPT in its current format fits beautifully with no-code AI chatbot platform Juji. If, like me, you're interested in conversational AI and you saw ChatGPT arrive, first thing you want to do was test it, look for the opportunities, the challenges, the weaknesses, and think about where that might go in the future. Personally, I find it quite exciting. Or you're on the other side, you're someone on Twitter or a journalist who's trying to make it say something homophobic, racist, anti-Semitic, so you've got a news story. For me personally, I look for the opportunity, and I think it just gives us a little taste of a potential future. What that future is going to be, no one knows, but potentially super intelligent digital assistants that make our lives better. But who knows? It could go the other way. If you've not seen ChatGPT before, I'm going to actually dive into it so you can have a little look. Oh, it's LinkedIn. Okay, fantastic. We're going to quickly dive into it, and then we're going to kind of look at where you can use it to create killer dialogue and help you create your conversational AI even quicker. Ripesh, thanks for dropping in. I really appreciate it. I take it you've responded, so sound and video is good. So I was thinking about this today. I've been working with the Juji platform and challenging it now for a few months, 2.5 months actually. And I can honestly say that I believe I can develop at least 5 times a chatbot, at least 5 times quicker on this platform than any other platform I've used. Now, that might be because I've had a lot of hands-on and I've got used to it, but I've used 30 to 40 different platforms. And for me, this one, I just got into a bit of a groove with it, and I can really build something quickly. Adding dialogue's really easy. The whole thing is just built with a conversational designer in mind, I believe. But easy enough that anybody who's never built a chatbot could build one. And when ChatGPT was launched, the first thing that kind of crossed our minds was, well, does this mean that a lot of the current chatbot platforms are no longer needed? Is it just going to blow them all out of the water? Or is this, nothing really? It's just a lot of hot air and nothing to really write home about? Or is it somewhere in the middle? Is this something that's going to enhance many platforms? And I'm kind of in that. I think it's got some massive potential, probably bigger than I even know. But in its current iteration, we can actually use it to supercharge our dialogue, especially within the no-code platforms. So let's have a quick look at ChatGPT first, for those that haven't seen it. So this is it. You need to sign up for an account. Pretty straightforward. I have noticed it's been a little bit sluggish just lately because I think a lot of people are using it. I saw a Channel 4 program here in the UK where it was being used, really clever. And within the conversational AI community, a lot of people are trying it out at the moment. So you can see here, I've asked a very specific question. Recommend an academic program for someone that is social and compassionate. Now, I chose social and compassionate because it fits with these kind of personality traits that Juji works with. So they've got all these different ones like helper, creator, thinker. So a helper would be someone that is compassionate. So I asked it the question, recommend an academic program for someone who is social and compassionate. And it came out with, a couple of hundred really, really good words really useful. And, if I was putting that into, if I was creating a blog post or something, then the content's there. I can just fluff that content up, add to it, remove from it, give it the voice that I'm looking for, and it's ready to go. So for the creatives out there, it's fascinating. But in terms of conversational design, there's too much there. You're not going to put that in a conversation. So what you'd have to do is take that as your inspiration. So if you imagine the two options, you're told to write some dialogue that will recommend an academic program to someone that is social and compassionate, versus, and you just write it, versus you're asked to do that, you put it into ChatGPT, it generates something that then you can then use as the kind of foundation to write the full article. It's going to be 10 times quicker, isn't it? Because you've already got the inspiration that you can add on. And that's what we did basically with this demo chatbot. So if we're going to Juji Studio, if you've never been before, this is what it looks like. You can see I've got lots of chatbots on there because I've been creating lots. I've actually deleted a few just kind of tidy it up. If you've never created one before, it's really simple. I can import, or I can just create Facebook Messenger or a website, select, use a blank template, or find a chatbot template. I'm not going to do that. There's lots of other lives that I've done. I think I've done 11 others. You can go back through my profile and find those and start from the beginning. Plus, you can also go to the Juji YouTube channel. There's lots of videos there to help you. But in this case, I've got a chatbot that I've already created because creating it from scratch would be a bit of a nightmare. And we took a basic template and then basically created some simple Q&As, FAQs, if you will. Two of those is, could you recommend an academic program for me? And the second one is, online learning is quite hard for me. I don't know how long I can stick to it. So what we're going to do is we're going to use some of the demo personas we've got, and we're going to actually ask the chatbot. And you can see I've got 4 up here ready to go, 4 conversations. No one's in there. We're going to put some data in, see how Juji responds to that. So it should, depending on their personality, respond differently using the ChatGPT dialogue that I originally generated and then amended. And then we'll see what I was able to generate from ChatGPT for those people who are a bit worried about being able to complete an online course. And it should, again, respond in a way that is supportive of their personality type, if that makes sense. So let's go for the first one. And we're going to go for Emma. So if we put Emma in here, start the chat. So you're getting the full page experience here. Don't forget, Juji can be launched in lots of different ways. Your typical widget that you see, full page experience in an iframe. Click a link in an email, really useful. So we're here. Simply welcome message, and then we're going to type, could you recommend an academic program for me? If you've got any questions, just ask them and I'll get to them at the end. So Juji responds. It's interesting. What I've found with Juji is it feels a lot more conversational than many other no-code platforms. I like the way it breaks down the text. I like the way you'll see this when I ask this question again multiple times, it'll respond slightly differently. So if somebody came back a second time and asked the same question, it would respond slightly differently. So it's asking me to introduce myself in 50 words or more, basically. I'm not going to sit here and type all those words. So I'm just going to copy and paste this in. So Emma talks about being a happy and outgoing personally, currently working for a large retailer. I love my job because I help many customers directly and love the direct interactions with customers. The pay is low, so I'm looking for opportunities to get a better position, better pay, hopefully, still in a role that allow me to interact with customers directly. Very people-focused, compassionate, friendly. It then asks a little bit about hobbies. And again, we've got some content written here, so I won't waste your time. She talks about volunteer work at food pantry, helping people who are less fortunate, and volunteering at the senior community and helping senior folks there. So again, very compassionate. And then Juji in the background has assessed those two 50 words or more responses. It's then using some very clever technology that Juji have created. Is able then to assign a personality type, and then it's able to give a response based on that personality. And the response is, I can tell you there are many academic and educational programs that are suitable for someone who is kind and caring. See how personalized that is. These could include programs in fields such as social work, education, nursing, or counseling, among others. It's important that careful research to carefully research and compare different programs to find the one that best fits your needs and interests. So that's a nice personality-based, personalized response to the two bits of data or two lots of information that Emma gave. So we've got some good data there. So let's bring in a second person. This time we're going to bring in Cynthia. And Cynthia's personality profile is she's a creator. So we need to ask the question first. Could you recommend an academic? It's always hard to type when you're on video program. For me. We did before. So Gigi comes back. Again, you notice if you were here when the first time this was asked, it was a slightly different response. But then it's asking for Cynthia to tell Judy a little bit about herself. Go. So high school graduate, currently working in garden nursery, love plants and flowers. The commute is very long, and I spend about 2-3 hours a day commuting. So I want to do more with my life and find a remote position. Interesting. Then it asks about hobbies. So apparently Cynthia likes to write and paint, write funny short stories and stories about my friends, make them laugh. So again, Juji then picks up on that personality type from those two pieces of dialogue. And if I understand you correctly, you love intellectual stimulation. We will make great friends, nice personalized, a little bit of character, warming up the relationship. And then it comes back with some text. I originally asked this question of ChatGPT. I said, recommend some academic programs to someone who is a creator, effectively. Many academic programs suited for someone who's creative and spontaneous. Some potential options considering online courses, self-paced programs, or boot camps, and that focus on specific a skill or an area of study. These type of programs are opportunities for students to explore their interests and try new things, which can be especially beneficial for someone who is creative and spontaneous, which Cynthia obviously is. So far, we've seen same questions asked, different responses from the potential customer, and then a nice personalized response. Let's add in a third person. We're going to go with Matt this time. So, Matt. I love how quick Juji is. The speed is phenomenal. Can you recommend an academic program for me? Same question, different person. So, asking for the introduction again. So Matt will do his introduction. Quiet and calm person, lives by himself, high school diploma, works in a shipping department of a big company. The work's demanding, If you know how to optimize it, in my mind, by calculating how to manage different items, it's much easier to handle. While I'm working on getting my college degree, I want to find a new job that can help me pay the bills. Juji acknowledges that it was enough text. If it had been less than the 50 words needed, it would have asked for a bit more information. Then it asked for hobby information. So Matt comes back with his at least 50 words of information about his hobbies. So it comes back then. Many academic programs that would well suit for someone who's thoughtful and investigative. Some options might be want to consider, and then again, it's very much directed at Matt. Juji, lovely sister. Okay, and then let's do in a fourth person. We're going to do Mark, who's going to be a maker. Okay, so same question again. Can you recommend an academic program for me? So Mark's going to do his introduction. Quite hardworking, drive a truck, make deliveries for a big food company, on the road all the time, would like to find a different job so I can work regular hours and spend the rest of my time on doing something else. I'm sure that sounds familiar for a lot of people. And then it's asking about hobbies. So Matt says he likes to build things, so we're thinking practical type person. Woodworking, also work on a car. Outdoorsy person, hiking the mountains, running the woods, long bike rides at weekends. Also so he likes the outdoors, but also likes to play video games. Okay, so as a human, I'm building up a picture of what this person is. But a chatbot would, in normality, a chatbot would really struggle to be able to work out what somebody's personality would be, and then give a nice personalized response. So in this case, Juji said, there are many academic programs that might be suitable for someone who is independent and resourceful. That's what they're saying about Mark. Some potential options to consider include online courses, self-paced programs, or boot camps that focus on specific skill or area of study. These type of programs often allow students to work at their own pace and can be a good fit for someone who's self-motivated and able to take the initiative. So it's picked up that kind of, he's a bit of a self-starter, he's very independent, and has responded in that way. Now, if that's not fascinating enough, and I think it is, so what we did there is we knew their personality. Depending on how Juji assessed their personality, it was able then to recommend something that some academic programs that was suited to person of that personality, or talked about academic programs that suit for someone of that personality. I hope that makes sense. Kind of does to me. So if we follow on from that, and we'll take, I think, Matt and Mark, the last two. What I did is I built another Q&A, and again, I asked ChatGPT to then generate some responses about that. So the question or the Q&A was, online learning is quite hard for me. I don't know how long I can stick it. So let's ask that question, shall we? We'll copy that, so when I ask it again, we don't have to type it out. So we're asking the question. And so what I did is I asked GPT, how would you convince someone who is, in this case, thoughtful and investigative, to the online learning would be the right solution for them. And it came out with some text, and I just needed to edit it slightly. So you still need the editing at this stage. So it comes back, the program will provide you information insights that will stimulate your mind and help you think more deeply about the subject. Also, imagine the sense of pride and achievement from completing the online program. People completing this program open up lots of new opportunities for not only the professional life, but also their personal life. So that wasn't me just generating that. That was ChatGPT generated, and I just edited it slightly to make it more conversational. So let's do the same for Mark. So the skills and knowledge you attain from the program can be directly applied to both your daily life and work by making you much more efficient and effective at what you do. Potential employees are often looking for those that are able to complete this type of program, as it demonstrates a high level of commitment and dedication. This is also a great stepping stone to more advanced learning opportunities in the future. Those 3 dialogue boxes were in direct response to Mark's question, based on the earlier conversation and working out what his personality type is. So this is really, really powerful stuff. You know, take this approach compared to a standard chatbot approach, where somebody would ask that question, and it wouldn't matter what their personality type is, they get a standard answer or a standard 3 answers. It might flip between them. You know, it might randomize between the 3, which I've seen other conversational AI platforms do. You can just give various answers and it will just randomize them, round robin them, basically. It's actually worked out about the personality type, and then it's answered in a way that is better for the person with that personality. Really, really powerful. And that's where ChatGPT has saved me a lot of time developing that. I think 5 to 10 times quicker than it would have been without ChatGPT. Let's see if there's any questions. Supersite. Rupesh said it's choppy. Sometimes it is. It's a problem with StreamYard. You refresh, it works. Yasha, I'd be interested in seeing how Juji can call the GPT-3 API. Me too. We'll speak about that. But I think, yeah, I'm sure if it was able to do that at the moment, they would probably have a little demo that could do that. We'll see. Somebody from Juji will answer that. Yes. And Cynthia's come back fantastically. As conversational designer, I don't think we want that. We want to be able to basically edit the dialogue. So yeah, if you look at the dialogue that came out from that previous question, just bear with me. Yeah, from that previous question, recommend an academic program for someone that is social and compassionate. If the link was straight in the API, it would have brought back all of that. Way too much content. We need some kind of positioning, really. And I think that will come in the future. There'll be a way to say it in less than 75 words, or summarize it or something. There'll be a way to do that. I think we're at a very early stage. Prabash says he can't hear. Others can, so I think it's possibly a problem your end, and a couple of other people. And Rob said you have to unmute me as it's muted by default. I wasn't aware of that, but then again, I don't watch a lot of lives, so I just deliver them. So if you've not had a play around with the chat stuff, then go ChatGPT, then go on and have a play. It's fascinating to play with. You very quickly see where the limitations currently are. And to be honest, we know we're all guinea pigs, and we know they're collecting all this data and seeing how it's performing. The press that they've been getting is mixed, obviously. You would expect that at this stage, but I think it does potentially lead something very, very exciting. Juji itself, if this is the first time you've seen it, then that gives you a little taste of what's possible. You can sign up for Juji today, totally free. You can do everything I've just done without paying a penny. If you're a conversational designer, get in there, have a play, see what you think. You know, have any problems? Bang me a message. Don't like something? Let me know. And you don't pay a penny until you deploy it. And then I think they're doing some great offers. If you want to deploy it to a website, test it, get a feel for it, it's not going to cost you a lot of money, and potentially could be a really powerful no-code tool. You know, as far as no-code goes, this is the most powerful I've come across. I've not failed to do any of the challenges I've set with Juji so far, and I'm hoping to continue challenging it after the Christmas and New Year break. We'll see what's possible. So get into that GPT. Let me know what you think. Be interesting to hear other people's thoughts. And if you want to get into Juji and learn more about it, just give me a shout and I'll be happy to help. Thanks for dropping in. I really appreciate it. And I'll see you at the next one. Take care.